Da-da-da. Welcome back, guys, with the Mad Scientist and my sidekick. Today we're making elephant toothpaste. All right.
What do we need?
What do we need? We need some hydrogen peroxide. I'm sure you had this in your bathroom. Your parents have it.
Dish soap.
This soap.
Doesn't matter what kind.
Nope.
Just to wash, the kind you use to wash your dishes.
Your parents may have this in the kitchen. You're gonna need some yeast. And
I'm not going to use yeast. I'm going to use something just different called potassium iodide.
yes.
Can you help me?
Potassium iodide. Yeah.
I don't have this in my kitchen.
You don't?
No, but I want to see how it reacts differently than with the yeast that I'm going to use when I go home.
Potassium, that's a familiar word. What types of food have potassium?
Bananas?
Bananas.
Do elephants like bananas?
Elephants like anything.
Okay.
All right, so let's get started. We are also going to you're going to need some type of cylinder. So we have a pretty tall cylinder here. So the first thing we're going to
Hold up. Hey.
do is
If you don't have a cylinder though, you could use a water bottle.
water bottle will work.
Maybe cut the top off.
Maybe a cup.
Maybe a big tall cup.
Cup
Perfect.
will work. Okay. So we're going to fill the cylinder with 200 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, that is like 200 to me.
But if you're at home, you're going to use a half a cup of hydrogen peroxide. And then you're going to add a quarter cup of dish soap.
Let's see.
Wait a minute.
Have a look at.
Really good.
Good. Right.
Quarter cup of dish soap. And stir it up. Shake it up. Mix it together really well. Already starting to look like toothpaste. If you have this colored toothpaste. What color is it going to turn into?
Blue.
It's already blue, and I'm adding red.
Green. Best color in the world, Northridge blue.
Now, many of you might have done experiments with peroxide and baking soda. So what do you think is going to happen when we, instead of using baking soda, use activated yeast or this potassium iodide?
You
you
got
think
one
it's-
thing. You got to remember to add water to your yeast.
Oh, yes.
So put your yeast in some water.
3 tablespoons of water and 1 tablespoon of yeast. Stir and let sit for 5 minutes. And because we're impatient, we don't want to wait 5 minutes, we may run already in advance. I got my iodide ready.
Are we
So,
ready?
do we think the chemical reaction is going to be less dramatic or more dramatic than just typical peroxide?
I predict more dramatic.
I predict that also. Now, my other question is, do you think the yeast is going to be more of a reaction or the iodide?
I'm predicting the yeast.
I think mine's going to be much more dramatic.
All right? So we're going to do it together?
Let's count down.
All right. 3,
2,
2, 1,
One.
blast off.
He tried it.
Blast off.
2 hours later.